Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking in with our budget, and this is going to be a week 3 budget check-in. I normally don't do so many check-ins within any given month. I normally really do one around the middle of the month. However, because I need some further accountability, that's why we're doing these check-ins. So if you're interested in seeing or hearing about how we are doing so far for the month of July, which is going to be the month that we are supposed to have the funds to pay off my husband's student loans, then please keep watching. Okay, so I will put a screenshot over here and we're just gonna walk through our July monthly budget overview. These are available for purchase and download in my Etsy shop. And I always tell everybody, if you download it, you're free to edit it however you want. I haven't locked any features. So if you wanna start going ahead and like creating, you know, templates for August or September or whatever, feel free to do so. It will only take a little tweak here and there. Okay, so first up we have our to-dos. Today is actually the anniversary, my friend's anniversary, and so I did send them their anniversary gift. My husband and I decided on a Ruth's Chris gift card because we know that they like Ruth's Chris, and if anybody gave us a Ruth's Chris gift card, we would be thrilled. So that is what we sent them. We'll talk about how much it was perhaps and whatnot whenever we get to the actual monthly budget. Also, we have paid for the domain renewal and the website renewal for my website. That is only a yearly expense and it takes place every July, and so that's why I kind of made it a point to make it a to-do, because I didn't want to forget about it, and I wanted to like remind myself to go in, check and see, and make sure that the right cards were connected, because as you guys know, I had to get a new debit card because my card was hacked or something recently. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, the payments were going to go through because they are on auto pay. So check for that. Next up, I have on here pay our subscriptions. That would also be for the business. All of the subscriptions have been paid at this moment, and remember I put this in the budget because I wanted to further kind of comb through to make sure all subscriptions were still necessary or at least serving some small purpose. I did cancel one subscription, which was $4.99 a month, so that has taken place. I did buy a door hanger or wreath for our front door. That was something that, I don't know, for whatever reason, I really wanted to do that in the month of July, so I did go ahead and do that. I did not buy kitchen rugs because honestly, I am kind of over looking for kitchen rugs and I really don't even care at this point, so I did not buy kitchen rugs. Moving on to the goals section, we have yet to save the money, obviously, because that won't realistically take place until the end of the month, so I have not checked that off as a goal that has been completed. I am below my allowance at this very moment. Of course, I gotta keep fighting a good fight. You guys will see how much how close to being, you know, over budget I am, but I'm hanging in there right now. So I just checked it off just to kind of like hype myself up and gas myself up to believe that I can do this. So I am currently under my allowance. I did not find my P.O. box key, so I purchased another one. I mentioned that in the previous video, but that has been checked off. I did submit the paperwork for the work reimbursement. Overcast, you guys. Overcast is why I'm not getting the sun. The sun ain't hitting right like I thought that it would with me sitting right in front of a window, but I see there's overcast. I did submit the paperwork for the work reimbursement. However, I haven't been to work since positive COVID diagnoses took place over there. I've kind of like been, like I even went to get tested myself. And I was just like, you know, I'll be back once this place is like aired out. And I'm just kidding, but I have not gone over there, so it could be very well waiting for me. But I've just not gone over there to get it. But hopefully I can pick it up like later this week or next week whenever I return to work, because I do need to go back to work, obviously, to do some stuff. But I think it'll probably be waiting for me then, so I'll pick up my work reimbursement. And that was from like May in April or May and June or something like that. We did pay my husband's minimum payment for his student loan on the 1st, so that did take place. Check there. And we did pay our taxes. So as you guys know, we owe $10,000 in taxes, and so you know, that's a lot of money whenever you pay it all at once, but realistically it's just how the cookie crumbles. So, you know, because of the business and everything, we have to pay. We actually owe realistically more in taxes. Like, we owed more for business taxes than the number that I just gave you, because we have our paychecks set up such that a little extra comes out of our paychecks, and that's to help offset the price or the cost of our taxes. It just helps a little bit. You know, if you do like 100 a paycheck or 200 a paycheck or whatever, at the end of the year, that's a pretty good amount, especially given the fact that we have so many paychecks that we receive from our full-time jobs. So that's kind of what the situation is there. But yeah, we owe $10,000. That was for 2019 taxes on July 15th. Taxes were due here in the US because they were extended from the due date. The deadline was extended from April 15th to July 15th because of COVID. But we did go ahead and pay our taxes. Such a relief. I'm glad that that has taken place, and that can be checked off of that has been checked off of our to-do list for about a week. Although the state of Georgia just processed their check like a couple days ago. So check for paying our 2019 taxes. Moving on to our actual budget. As you guys know, at the beginning of the month, I did like a monthly overview where I put our actual projected income and our actual projected bills and expenses. What you're looking at now is just where we are so far. Our total income as for this very moment is $6,494. Of that, we have spent $4,763. If you guys remember, we are projected to bring in over $8,000. I think it's $8,250. So if you do the math, that means that we pretty much have to lay low for the next week and change and not do any further unnecessary discretionary spending, and then we will in fact have the money to pay off my husband's student loan. That's kind of like where we are regarding our income and our expenses. I do want to mention to you guys before we talk about all of this, our budget really is going to be changing drastically, especially like as we go into the new year. We do have meetings set up with a financial planner and a financial advisor. We're trying to figure out which service is going to be best for us. We've had preliminary conversations, but we need to have, you know, deeper conversations talking about pricing, because obviously if we hire an advisor or a planner, we're going to have to pay a fee for the service. So we're trying to figure out what is going to work best for us and what we need. We're kind of just struggling with what we can do with our income beyond investing in the normal retirement accounts, essentially, you know, or contributing towards the normal retirement accounts. So that's kind of like where we are, but either way, I'll keep you guys posted. I just wanted to mention that because y'all know I will wrap up a video real quick and have forgotten everything that I was supposed to say. So moving on to the actual budget. Our mortgage was paid and it was as budgeted at $1,471.46. Security has not come out. It will come out tomorrow, interestingly enough. Electricity has come out at $168.42. I have gotten our electricity bill for next month, and that's more catastrophic than our electricity bill this month, and I know why. I have been home, and so we have like a fancy system that like goes into energy saving power mode and such when it detects that we're not home, because it's set up to detect if we're here or if we're not here. And so, you know, I mean, it's Georgia, like what can you do? But since I've been here and such, the electricity bill has been pretty high. I noticed that on normal days when I'm not really here, it'll be like $4 or $5 maximum each day. And then when I am here, or when somebody's here, because if I'm not here, it's like my husband's here, then we might hit like $8 a day for electricity, which is a pretty penny. But that's the deal with our electricity right now. The phone bill is over budget, and so that's why it's highlighted in bold. That's why it's red and in bold. I purchased more data, and I didn't clarify this last time, I don't know, but I didn't like purchase more data per se. I upgraded my plan that would include more data, so therefore I had to pay an additional like 40 bucks. But then moving forward next month, it'll be much cheaper. Our bill will go to $86.50, which is what it normally is whenever I have the unlimited plan. I went down to not having an unlimited plan because of COVID and how I was home with COVID, and then I went back to work, and now I'm back home with COVID, but I have run out of data. So really I could back home regarding COVID, I could decrease it again, but at this point it's whatever. I've already paid for it, so I'm just gonna ride it out and then I'll just have to figure it out for going forward. Cable / internet has not come out yet. Water / sewer has not come out yet. I am at $94 for my budget. For my personal allowance, I have gotten a fill-in, and I got like another thing, maybe 2 fill-ins, because remember I told you guys I would be probably taking my nails out of my allowance just because I didn't really have much that I wanted to buy. So I was like, okay, I'll just, you know, use my allowance for the nails as opposed to using the beauty category, because we've yet to spend anything from beauty in a while. So anyway, that's the situation with my allowance. My husband is well over at $170.12. He's been well over for a couple of months. I feel like he can sense that the student loan debt freedom for him is coming around the corner, and he's just out here acting crazy. So $170.12 is what he has spent, and realistically, you know, I would love to be like, you're way over budget, but you know, we talk about it, and it's the same thing. Like, if I want to go over budget and it makes sense for us to do so, then I'll go ahead and go over budget. It's really not the end of the world. And the same for him. And really, he has just been living his best life, and I've been loving it because his best life includes me. So like, half of his budget goes towards beer or alcohol of some sort. So I don't know, I've just been loving it. I don't know, he's just free, and I'm here for it. So probably another thing that we will change with our budget is that I still want to continue to challenge myself to not overspend. I don't know, I just like challenging myself. It's fun. And I think we might both go up to 200, and if I spend it, I spend it, or I'll just save the money if I don't spend it. But I think eventually we'll probably go up to $200 for our allowances, because I'm seeing a pattern, at least for my husband, of spending more than $100. And I've only really seen this pattern to this extent in the past maybe year. That might be dramatic, but like as of late, as opposed to when we first started budgeting in the first 2 years when we were budgeting and he was spending much less. So that will probably be a situation moving forward, just because I'm tired of seeing the over budget amount. Next, we have donations / gifts. We are over budget here. We did end up sending our friends a $100 Ruth's Chris gift card. We love Ruth's Chris as well, and we always spend like over $100 when we go. We only go like once a year, so let's be clear about that. But whenever we do go, it's normally well over $100, especially if we get drinks and leave a decent tip. So that's why we wanted to send at least 100, so it could at least, you know, maybe cover their meals and such. And then I've donated to some causes and a bunch of other stuff. So that's kind of the small planned giving. And all of the small planned giving is planned giving, but sometimes, like if I just feel moved, I or my husband, he's the same way, we'll just give more than what we originally planned, if that makes sense. So that's the situation with the donations / gifts category. Next, we have toiletries. I am not sure how we're so far over budget, other than we did have to buy some AAA batteries, some AA batteries, and my husband bought some fertilizer and some stuff like that. So he's been like super into his lawn. It is coming along. We have a neighbor and his lawn is fire, I'll be honest. Our other neighbor, I don't think she cares about her lawn. I don't care about my lawn, so I don't think she too much cares about hers. But like, I feel like my husband is really taking pride in his lawn. And so because she doesn't really care about hers, he really cares about his. We can really see like where he is, and his lawn is definitely coming along. So I would say that has been the bulk of our over budgetness for toiletries, which you might think that should come out of the house category. But realistically, and maybe it should, and it probably should, but sometimes whenever we do, whenever we're purchasing a bunch of toiletries together, then I don't feel like going through and deciphering like, you know, what should go to this category and like what should go to the housing category and what should go to the toiletries category, because they're mixing. I wonder if moving forward we might just consider combining the two, because they mix a whole lot. Sometimes food and toiletries mix a whole lot too. But anyway, that's the situation with the toiletries. For the house, we did originally budget $150, and it looks like we're over budget, but really we're not, because like I mentioned before, we sold a bunch of stuff last month in June to purchase our new little coffee table, and I purchased it using the proceeds in July. So it looks like we're over budget, but really we're not. For business, I am well over budget here. I randomly it was kind of like random, like I didn't fully prepare for it because it kind of just emerged. I participated in a sale on Etsy, and I've only participated in 2 thus far, and so that yielded a bunch of sales. I assume people used the code. I don't know if they would have shopped with me otherwise, you never know that, but I did have to order more paper and a few other supplies, and I do purchase in bulk, so I didn't really properly prepare for that, and that's the situation with the business. Next we have miscellaneous. We're only a wee bit over. My husband did have some he needed an oil change and something else, so that's kind of like what took us over, and we purchased he purchased fireworks. So moving on to gas, again, I'm kind of home, so we are going to be under budget for gas 9 times out of 10. I mean even if we filled up twice, if each of us filled up one more time, we would still be under budget for gas. So yay for that. That will offset the miscellaneous category, and might offset another category. So yay for being under for gas. Car insurance isn't due until December. Health insurance did come out at $218.61. That's just for my husband because he has to get his own like standalone health insurance. Somebody did ask me why he doesn't go on mine. Not a chance. Not a chance. It's like $500, $600. I kid you not. I called once and like years ago, and the lady was like, it'll be $350 more per paycheck, and I'm like, $350 more per I'm not paying you $700. Well, it's not her, it was the HR lady. I'm not paying anybody $700 more for health insurance when he's not even gonna go to the doctor. Not a chance. So he just found his own plan through Anthem, and we pay that each month. Next we have food/dates. We have been doing great with grocery shopping and not eating out. However, we have gone on 2 dates. One is went out to eat. We went to brunch, spent $85, a little more than 85. The other time we did go on a date. They were both on Sunday. Then we went on another date on a Sunday, and we did some restaurant, and then we did Topgolf. The 2 of those were like $250, $300. So for groceries, we're doing really well. For those 2 days, we're kind of like over. It's just the dates and the alcohol that get us, but we love it, so we're over for food/dates. We're not paying my student loan because we're paying my husband's. We did make his minimum payment, which is a self-imposed minimum payment at $295.20. We have not saved anything. We have not put anything towards the emergency fund because those things would happen at the end of the month. So that is really, really exciting. Honestly, it's looking like we're gonna be like perfectly on budget. Oh, I have something to share with you guys. The last update that I wanna share with you guys is we are going to be renovating our laundry room. Crazy, I'm gonna do a video about it. I'm gonna start the video tomorrow because the guy's coming tomorrow. It's crazy, the guy's coming tomorrow. I don't know why I was thinking he was coming next week because I'm like stuck in last week. He's coming tomorrow to check out like the work that he would have to do and take measurements and such, and make sure the design is okay, make sure he can you know, figure out his pricing and such. But we are going to be starting on our laundry room reno, and that is going to be not too much, honestly, probably about a little over $1,000 perhaps, maybe, but that won't really affect our July budget because he wouldn't even start the job until August anyway, because he's kind of not backed up, but he's like, when we talked, he was like 2 weeks out on starting any new project, so I guess he's about a week out starting now, so he might start at the end of July. I'm not really sure, but that is something that is going to be taking place, but it won't really affect our July budget, more so our August budget, because it's going to take like 2-3 weeks, and you know, that's when the job will be done. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of like what's going on as of right now, what's coming up in the next week. But of course, I'll be back next week to share with you guys how we did for the month of July, and tell you guys our plans for moving forward. So that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.